Hey everyone, Morgan here. So today's video is going to be talking about how to extinguish the types of fires. I think it's really important, especially now when everybody's home, making fires in their fireplace or outdoors or, cooking, especially, electrical fires, a lot of people are at home. So, and even, just for every day, whether it's a pandemic or not, we should know how to put out certain fires. And so let's get started first with the types of fire extinguishers that we should know how to actually operate. So every house should have a fire extinguisher. A Class A extinguisher will put out fires in ordinary combustibles such as wood and paper, such like that. Class B extinguishers are for use on flammable liquids like grease, gasoline, and oil. Class C extinguishers are suitable for use only on electrically energized fires. A Class D extinguisher is used for use on flammable metals. This is usually not something that is for households, but just good to know. Multi-purpose extinguishers can be used on different types of fires and will be labeled with more than one class, like AB, BC, or ABC. The most common fire extinguisher that is sold and is usually in homes is usually a multi-purpose, like an ABC fire extinguisher. Every home and vehicle should have a fire extinguisher, and you should know how to use it and how to keep it charged, how to read the gauge, all that. A car fire extinguisher is made specifically for a vehicle, so actually go and get a fire extinguisher that is specifically made for a vehicle. Now let's talk about the different types of fires and how to put them out. The first one I want to talk about is a grease fire. The first thing you're going to do is turn off the heat source. You want to smother the flames with the lid or some type of cookie sheet, some type of metal object. Then you want to pour baking soda onto it in order to smother the fire. If none of that is working, grab your fire extinguisher, make sure it's a Class B, but you should know this well ahead of time, and spray it with the fire extinguisher. The next type of fire I want to talk about is a wood fire. This one is pretty common for fireplaces, outdoor fires, things like that. First of all, be careful with your fire. Don't make it too large. Don't have a fire that's on a super windy day, things like that. Be responsible with your fires, especially if they're outdoors. When it comes to your fireplace, make sure that it's well cleaned, well kept, and that everything has been serviced and maintenanced. In order to put out a wood fire, you want to smother with the existing ash. Then you want to place baking soda over it. This is optional, but this is a good way to start to extinguish it. Now, this is only for outdoor fires, but if you have an outdoor fire, you can pour water over it. Again, only do this for an outdoor fire. Never do it for fireplaces because of the sheer amount of smoke that comes from when you pour water over extinguishing a fire. If all else fails, you can use a Class C fire extinguisher. Now let's talk about electrical fires. First of all, unplug the device. If it's an electrical fire that's coming from like inside the walls or something, actually go to your breaker and turn off the electricity. Next, you'll place baking soda over the fire, or you can use a Class C or ABC fire extinguisher. Next, let's talk about propane fires or some type of fuel fires. First of all, you want to smother it with baking soda. The next action would be to use a Class B or ABC fire extinguisher. Essentially, with these, you want to prevent the amount of oxygen getting to these as quickly as possible. The next type of fire I want to talk about would be a car fire. First of all, you want to pull over immediately. As oxygen, the faster you're going, or even as slow as you're going, the oxygen will continue to make the fire worse. So pull over and immediately get out. You should have a fire extinguisher that is easily accessible. So grab that on your way out if you can. If you're able to pop the hood, do so, but do not open the hood. Again, oxygen will get into the hood through, inside once you open up that hood, and the fire will get worse. Try to use a fire extinguisher by extinguishing through the crack of the open hood, but do not open the hood, especially if you see smoke coming from the hood. If all else fails and the fire extinguisher isn't working or you couldn't get to it or whatever the case may be, simply call 911 and stand back. It's just a car. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful. We need to take proper precautions when it comes to fires, especially inside of our home. Make sure that you're taking precautions to prevent fires from happening in the first place. Use proper safety, keep flames low, and of course, always have your fire extinguisher close at hand or know alternative ways to put out a fire, such as with baking soda or the other options that we talked about. Thank you all so much for watching Conquer Tomorrow by Preparing Today. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye.